Hello out there. And yes, another week down. My gosh, the time is flying by. And talking to my compadre, JT Kirk. And by the way, how are you doing, sir? Sir. Hello.
Oh, I forgot to, sir.
Oh,
I forgot to mute.
Who boomed her? Is that
other-
me, Boomer? Or did you
The
boomer?
other stream. That was me. That was
Oh,
me.
that was you. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Anyhow, I'm sure you heard me. Hello?
Wait. That was my sorry.
Is that your emergency broadcast warning? Netflix is worse than you ever thought it was. You
This is
screw
the test
that.
of the emergency YouTube system. Netflix is horrible. Don't let your kids watch it. Now back to your regularly scheduled program. This was only a drill.
Yes. Oh, and hail to Buddy Hepburn. Thanks for being here, buddy. We will start the comic book here in a minute. But I'm sensing a shift in the mode of what we're going to be doing here, that we have to hold ourselves back.
So this
from outside interferences, JT, and it's getting worse every week. And it's almost like we should do a comic show and then a rant and rave show. And we had people in the chat tell us to do a rant and rave show. They're like, go for it.
Who doesn't love a rant and a rave?
Well, it just depends, how you handle it, how many cuss words. People have tolerance levels, right? They don't mind a few every now and then. You just can't F-bomb every other minute or every other word. Sorry. You can F-bomb every now and then, and most people don't have a problem with that. Some people wouldn't have a problem with one, but if you throw one or two out there, that's not bad, because I can tell you, everybody out there, I dropped a few today. A few.
I mean, you do have to be careful about the topic sometimes. I mean, one thing you can't be is in any way negative towards our lovely Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Let me put the comic up, because we are doing a comic.
We
today. Let me share it with everybody. There, because I got to go through 15 freaking steps to do it. Is it up there? Nope. At the stage. There we go. Then I got to bring it back
folks,
up.
This is strike 2.
We're on strike 2.
This series. Yes. So if we look at this tonight and say doesn't make the cut, we are going to start reading something else next week.
Yes, and I'm leaving this totally up to JT and the chat. And hail to Buddy Hepburn again. Right before the show, we were talking fun stuff, good stuff. Transformers. Oh, and not the one from Netflix that has, but you ready with the button? Hit the button. Son of. Okay. All right.
Yeah, folks, I was like, oh my, that was, I was suluing on that point. Dave, you are not a fan of the Netflix, are you?
I haven't been a fan of them since 2020. And I went back to old school comics, and I'm transparent. I haven't bought a lot of things over the last few years. I was just hanging out with Nick, RIP to our good friend and one of the best comic streamers that was ever out there, clobbering times, Mike. We miss you. And guys like, Nick Weiser and Mark D with the C, J-Man, and a bunch of other people. And if you have time, I'm already up if you want to throw that stuff in but most people here have already been sub to them for years, so it's all good. I just got distracted today from a lot of stuff, and I felt like, man, I almost wanted to change this, but we're going to stick on schedule, and I'm leaving this up to you and Buddy Hepburn and anybody else who comes into the chat, whether it's a yay for next week or a nay. But I can tell you, Neil did a pretty good job on a lot of things here. I think he saved it, JT. I think he saved it this week. However,
I hope so.
We do get a major shocking revelation this week. And I'm saying it early. I won't tell you what it is, but it's major revelation. It probably saves everything. So shall we? Oh, and buddy, did I talk about the Transformers before or after we went live? I think it was before. So yeah, buddy and I were talking some cool ass, kick ass Transformer figures coming out by 3-0.
That was before you went live.
Yeah, before we went live. But I'm doing this for buddy. If he's thought, oh my gosh, hey, Lady V. Hola.
Hey, Lady V.
And people, Halloween's coming up, so don't forget to go get your sombreros. Anyway, Buddy and I were talking Transformers, fun stuff. I hear them crickets. Get on with it. You're the best, dude.
Anyway,
and so the problem with Transformers figures is you want to buy every damn one that there's ever out there for the most part. And there's a company called 3-0, and Buddy and I have been sending back and forth talking about this for like probably the last year or so. And in my current situation, I can get a bunch of ones that I want. One that like, can't even. I want it. I might have to sell some stuff to get that one. But there's this big debate, JT, about whether or not you buy a Transformer figures. And Lady V, hello again. That some of the really, really good ones you can't transform into like Starscream from robot mode into transform mode. Like he's up in robot mode, but he's not into his airplane mode. So you have to go find people that do it. There are some really good companies and they're really cool. But damn it, this one company called 3-0 makes these really cool looking ones. They just don't transform. You can put them in a million different poses, but you can't put Optimus into the truck. You can't put Starscream into the fighter plane. You have to find different ones to do that. So it's like, with my temperament, I'm scared that, I'm going to get the 3-0 one, and then I'm going to go buy the Master Replica one.
But that's always been the thing with Transformers is, is Optimus Prime ever really a semi? I feel like no matter how hard you try to look like something else, you're always still a Transformer.
Yeah. I think with him, I'm going to have to get the 3-0 one and I had an eyeball on an original that it didn't have the box. So it was like $200-$300 cheaper than all the other ones that were for sale. I'm talking 1984 Hasbro or Takara Tomy ones, JT, original shit, And hey, Mandalorian.
Metal. I'll get good.
You get good. Well, nobody's as best as that shot you pulled off the other day, you bragger.
Hey, that was 1 in a million.
That was awesome. You should just do a full blown like an hour episode. Just talk about that for like an hour.
Wow.
And then promote it. Anyway, let's get to the comic. What do you think?
Let's do it. I feel like this one is going to make me really angry. So,
well, JT,
let's get ready. Do you have the defibrillator next to you?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Well, considering how the day went, I went for a walk before I came on the show so I could cool off. And then Buddy helped me talk because we had showing off some Transformer stuff. But what do you think of the cover? Interesting, at least.
I don't know. It's passable.
That's a no. That's a no, folks.
Yeah.
From JT. I wasn't sure this week about how you'd like it. This one was kind of like, usually I can tell whether you're going to like this cover or not, for the most part. And
you think I'm weird? I don't like street signs without street names.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I went with the overall aesthetic of what's going to happen in the comic type deal. I like Neil Adams' art for the most part. I everybody knows I kind of like the Silver Age comics, these 12-cent, especially some of the old horror ones like Tales from the Crypt of the House of Mysteries type stuff. And maybe we'll deviate to something like that just for Halloween. just for a week or two. And so, yeah, I like the fact that he's pretty much telling you what's going to happen here. And I thought, well, I don't know if because JT did you read this yet?
No, I always check through it just to make sure that it's, I guess, a complete book and that it's safe for the YouTubes visually.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always content in here that's a little bit sketchy, but
well, you skipped my favorite line.
Oh, what?
Up at the top on this page?
Superman?
No, you keep going. Right there. Everybody has problems.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I'd say Netflix got a problem. Bing! Wah. Anywho.
You mean like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a prologue.
Yeah. Okay, so Neil does a really good structure of this. Prologue.
Okay, I was wondering if you're going to notice. I was like, oh, come on, Dave. Come on.
Well, I'm totally with you. So I didn't even, I was like with you on it anyway. It's like, I'm going to go chipotle sauce.
Yeah.
Chipotle sauce.
So last week, folks, we did not like it because they had was it a prologue or a preface or, some kind of before the actual issue. And it was half the comic was set up for the actual comic, and it was lame.
The structure was bad last week. The art was pretty good for the most part, but and we're kind of getting really tired of those octagonal, hexagonal, terrazonals panels, which we don't get here so far. If you guys have been following along, you'll know what I mean. Hey, French Canadians suck. CRC.
They're pretty good.
Yeah. Oh. So we get this prologue, and Neil has done a pretty good job here. He has an epilogue, a prologue, a middle. The structure is way better than last week if you follow along. If you can't follow along, then you're going to be lost. But it's not like as bad as last week. I'll give him that.
So a small struggling figure claws its way up the mountainside above Daltonganj,
in northern India.
So we have a marijuana reference in the first little bit here. Over the rise lies the small mountain town of Crew, his destination.
Yeah, he's got this strange character guy walking around with the Jason mask on, which is actually really important to the story, by the way, just to let you know ahead of time. And he's doing like an opening of a Batman movie, you know what I mean? Out in the Himalayas, and it's 20,000 below zero, and he's got to get somewhere type of thing, which is kind of cool. For anything, I was like, all right, we get scenery, we get some detail, we even got a shrubbery right off the bat, and this guy jacks this dude up, so it doesn't look like he's going to be a good guy here, whoever this is.
So the question is, he looking for Ra's al Ghul here?
It's possible.
Maybe.
I mean, this is
Bruce
DC.
Wayne called on him.
This is a DC comic.
Okay.
Don't get your hopes up, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I like the opening like that. It's a typical good comic movie type opening. You got to start somewhere. So he's going after this orb that they have from Heavy Metal here, and I forget what was that called. We just did the movie a long time ago. Lady V, what's that orb called? You were there with us, aren't you, for that one? Anyway.
Well, so he gets up there, and the faceless man already has knowledge. All he is interested in now is possession. Well, yeah, smart man, because possession is 9/10 of the law, as they say. So
yeah, knowing is half the battle.
Is this kind of istophobic? with this guy with the really, really long fingernails.
Um,
And
I don't.
I
don't
think
care
the
anymore.
character's a little istophobic, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, this is the '60s, but me, I don't care. So he apparently he bonks this guy in the back of the head or something here, that's not cool, you know.
So two randoms or a group of randoms.
Yeah,
This already doesn't make any sense. So he's in this room.
Yeah, okay. So this is what I think we're going to have problems with this. When I said structure, I meant like the comic book. The setup is pretty good. There's a couple of I probably should backtrack on that now. It doesn't make sense here. He comes in, he gets and then he's got a bunch of people throwing rocks at him. But I'm assuming at this point, what happens here is he's got the orb under his arm here, and he's running away.
Yeah, did he take out our istophobic character, and then
he took him out? Yeah, just to take the thing, which is really, you just take it and leave. But anyway, he bonked him on the head. He takes off running, is what I'm thinking is happening here. And then when he gets in somewhere safe, he pulls out the orb, and he's doing the the orbs from Lord of the Rings now. And he's looking at this dude who happens to have a pew pew and some ammo. And that's the setup. And that's all you get. But I was like, this is going to be all over the place. The one thing I will say that's going to is Neil does a good. Oh, there's the dead man there, Boston Brand, when I was talking about Strange Adventures.
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch up, and I'm trying to figure out why this orb from Lord of the Rings is in this thing, but okay. Anzio Beach. Wow.
What happened?
No, I'm sorry. If you go back up a little bit.
Oh, the little miniature army man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see that in JT and I's video about all the comic book ads. Go back and
scroll up a little bit.
Sure.
Back to the WW2.
Yeah, they even named it
with Anzio Beach. The excitement comes afterward, like a delayed action kaboom. Are they trying to tell me that post-traumatic stress is excitement?
Why do I have? There we go. Sorry, folks. My tab came down. I don't want that to happen. Yeah,
I was going to say
the wording here is a little off, like a delayed action.
Say yo mama doesn't mind the delayed action.
Yeah.
Kaboom. Anyway.
And there's Boston Brand. And then we go to this scene where we've got like a 40-foot guy who's just going berserko right in the middle of a building or the subway or something like that. And we're like, okay, that looks like the guy that was in the orb, JT, in case you missed that.
Oh, really? Yes, I did.
Yeah, so that guy here was in the orb.
He's in.
So what you have to keep in mind is, and it's a little bit of a spoiler, but I don't want you to get too upset, is Neil Adams does a little okey doke here. There's a couple of different themes going on at the same time. So when you think that it gets really bad, they come back and explain it. So just keep that in mind. He does a little bit of a Kirby, like, remember Kirby used to get us with, we're like, why did you do that? And then like next 2 pages later, you're like, oh, type of thing.
Is this more of a Hudson's? We'll go with that. He's in Hudson's.
Yeah, he's in a department store or something. That's what I'm thinking. Like you said, the Hudson's or a Dillard's. Do they had Dillard's back then?
They might have.
Anyway, Legion of the Damned, heavy metal. Yes, metal. And so we get
what's kind of weird is this comes out. Maybe this was the inspiration for the Beatles. This guy starts saying, "Get back, get back."
Yes.
But that song doesn't come out till 1970. So I'm thinking this was inspiration.
Total inspiration, man.
Anyway, yeah. So
yeah, and we get a little mixed art here with the coloring. I don't get it. I guess that's just what they do because I saw it a couple times here. We'll see it again later. You get like 3 of the characters here that have like coloring on the suits and stuff in their faces and their hair, and everybody else is just purple. So I don't know what the thought process is there to not just do them all, just save time and ink. I don't know. I have no clue why you would do just 3. I guess just for contrast, and then skip the rest to save time.
Time.
Just to save time. Yeah. That's what I'm going with. So
I was trying to figure out what was going on with the one of the purple ladies right in the middle, in the front.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, her. Like, what is going on under that with the shirt?
She's
like,
shoplifting.
Yeah, what the hell?
Oh, I know what that is, dude. Okay. So right here, you guys can see my little my little.
Yeah, we can see your mouse pointer.
Yeah. I see, like, I think that's a ponytail. So she's protecting like a little girl or something, hiding. Oh, come here! Oh my gosh! And she's hiding the girl here, right there. So I think that's what that is.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
And so then Jim Corrigan happens to be standing there, of course, but that's all in play for what I was telling you about. There's like a couple things going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of, but Neil was pretty clever about it because he did show it to us already. You just forget it because it's come on back around, like SpongeBob type of thing. Come around town. So anywho, Jim Kerrigan's there, and old boy Spectre pops up. And he's like, "Hey man, I need some help because the Guardian of Good they're calling him now. It used to be the Astral Avenger and something else, but he's the Guardian of Good." And he's like, "Spectre, we need your help." He's like, "I'm on it, Jim."
When he was the Astral Avenger, he used to be really good at sliding right in there.
Yes, he used to slide right up in there. No problems. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of funny you said that because that's going to tie into one of the Okie Doke themes tonight.
Never mind.
No. Go ahead. Say it.
Astro glide right in there.
Astro glide's a thing, man. And so Spectre says, "I'm on my way, Jim," but he's already there.
Too many people. We can't use our pew-pews. I've never heard that from the police in the 60s.
Yeah. There's no way he's not going to at least pop around in this guy. He's like 40 foot tall. He's like as tall as the whole building.
Yeah. If you can't aim on him, okay.
Yeah. So most people would be running away or hitting the deck. But anyhow, this guy, I like this little art here, whether it's quality art or not. I like the expression. This dude's like this big guy. He's like really freaking out. He looks terrified instead of like a monster. You get what I mean? And they wind up giving him a nickname. They start calling him Bright Eyes. I'm like, okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have called him Monstroso. Our Venture Brother fans out there, you guys know who Monstroso is if you've watched Venture Brothers. I need to do a Venture Brothers show and a Cowboy Bebop show. But, StreamYards, $8,000 here. And here we go again, JT. You and I brought this up before of whether or not the Spectre is being seen by people. Yes or no? We figured out
he's
that
seen.
Yeah.
He's definitely seen.
Well, he is now. So I'm like, okay, so he's coming out. He's coming out now to the world. He's going to be a superhero to the whole world now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going with here. Because now, what choice do you have? Everybody sees you now.
Right.
And we've been debating this other than the captain of the police department, which we found out he does know that the Spectre is an actual ghost. And he didn't even freak out. He was just sitting on his chair like it was a normal day. You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, hey, man. Like, what? So it was apparent to us that he already knew that the Spectre is an actual
No,
extraterrestrial.
by default, everyone can see Spectre because remember in the last stupid issue, they had him have a power of him looking to be invisible, but
Yes, that's
the
his
evil
go-to.
can still see him anyway.
Yeah, his go-to is going invisible, but he doesn't do it here. He just immediately starts flying out of Jim's, butt and doesn't go invisible. This is a setup, everybody. You feel me on this, right? You can tell I didn't realize that it was a
So
setup
he says,
because
excuse me to Lemmywinks on the way out. South Park reference anyway. Well, okay.
You're totally vindicated by that reference.
So I don't really know what the point of this is.
Well, it's a setup.
Like,
This is why I try not to spoiler alert for JT in the oh hey, the collector and the co-pilot. Welcome. I think we've seen you before. Hail.
so this like 3-story giant that's already smashing everything. No one's trying to run out of this crumbling store. But when Spectre shows up, that's when they're like, oh shit, I gotta leave.
I knew you were going to say that. That's a 100 bazillion gazinga thought. That's exactly what I said when I read this. I said, what in the F is going on? It's all a setup, JT.
Just trying to make it make sense. I'm not trying to bust any balls here. I'm just looking at it like, what?
It's exactly what I was thinking. What? And so they're running away from Spectre. I get it if he was by himself, but they're more scared of pay attention to what I'm going to say now. They're more scared of him, Spectre, than this 40-foot Monstroso dude. Dun, dun, dun.
But at least this week, I'll give them this. The art's gotten better because I can tell where they are.
Yes.
There's actually a setting that's not just random neutral color land.
Yeah,
even if the store is really kind of generic.
Well, we get back to, unfortunately, the hexagonal, these cuts that we weren't getting at the beginning of this one, which last week was just way, way overboard to the point where we just didn't even like the comic last week because it was just too distracting. We've been spared that until now, but the art is really good. I like the art, background colors, because they're so small here. He's not going to deal with it. But one, like I remember one's red, one's yellow, one's purple. And it's like, okay, I get it. You're changing it up. But again, these cut angle things, it's completely unnecessary. There's no, for the top one, I'm tilting my head again.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize. And I just thought,
your dog head tilt.
Yeah.
Comic
the dog
book.
head tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah. D-Bud.
So he starts a mad dash for the exits. So someone could easily be trampled.
D-Bud. He caught your South Park reference, dude. he's Tim. I could read the comic like, what's the other kid? What's the other kid with the he's got bodily problem issues? The guy who tells jokes, the little kid who tells jokes. Which one is that? It's Timmy. Jimmy.
Wait, is it Timmy or Jimmy? Well, they both tell jokes in that one Crips
Timmy's
Bloods
in the chair
episode.
and the other one, yeah.
Yeah.
They had the big fight. Oh my God. So terrible and hilarious at the same time. Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. Hey, everybody's coming in tonight. Nice. Hail to you, good sir.
So he goes from having to last week, I remember he refused to sacrifice one life to save the entire planet. And that was somehow the right option.
Well, that was the debate. That was the moral debate of last week.
Ethically dubious to me.
Yes.
And then this week, he's so butt ugly that what a 3-story monster couldn't deter people to run, his ugly mug does. But now people are trying to jump off an escalator.
Yeah, and you notice how all of them have suits and color. It's coloring in, colored in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is what I was referencing from before. I guess I agree with you again. It's certain spots in these comics they have to just save time. I don't know if Neil Adams is very popular. Clobber and Times liked a lot of his work because he said so. Not my opinion, because he said it, at least on some of the things I talked to him with at the very few occasions. And I'm glad you said that, JT, because I do like some of the art. I get a little confused on why they do things, but like, yeah, we had a 3-hour video on this with Hungry Boy and I think D-Bud, you might have been on that one too, if I remember correctly. You came in on the ads, came in with the ads, I think.
Now, Dave, doesn't this lady look like she's from another comic? Like an asset was reused and they taped her.
The blue one here.
Yeah, something looks kind of off. Like she's almost taped in. Like they cut her outline out from another comic and just taped her in here.
And I didn't notice her that well, but I noticed the little blonde kid from doesn't that look like the kid from last week? The blonde thing, maybe. Yeah. Well, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. And
Princess Leia's in the red one. See way on the left.
Well, it's not unusual to see, and actually it was Clobber Times pointed out over different same artists might be using the same cutouts in the hope that you might not notice it on a different run, like a Superman pose or a Spider-Man pose. D-Bud can probably attest to this, and a lot of people in the chat, who know more about comic way more than I do, that they will use certain cutouts over time. And actually, Venture Brothers would do that. The artists, if you watch Venture Brothers and you marathon it, you'll see certain characters, the same faces walking down the street and shit. JT, you know what I mean? You're like, I know that. I know that. That's the same lady from last week's episode. just walking some random, people, and then you'll start noticing, especially if you marathon stuff. Those are the downfalls of marathoning some of your favorite. You start to see cracks in some of the stuff that they do. But Venture Brothers, you can marathon that shit every damn day. It's fine.
So instead of actually rewinding time, which I thought he was capable of doing, he just does the Men in Black magical pen mind eraser on them, and he regresses their minds back to the instant before they saw him. So they will have nothing to fear. So wouldn't they all be like, holy shit, what's a 3-story monster doing in the mall?
Yes, they would. But
instead, it's funny, for a second there, I was afraid of something. See? Yeah. I don't remember what the devil I was scared of, Mac.
And you made
what the hell?
Right. And you made a curtsy and clicked, hey, I'm just reading the chat too. So you made a very good point of sometimes these little panels are so aggravating, not from a visual aspect, from a content aspect, that the very point that you're talking about here is that, again, I'll bring up the fact that the Spectre is an extremely powerful being. I'm going to argue again, probably one of the top 5, D-Bud. Matt, what do you guys think? That top 5 for capabilities, at least, that he can just stop time whenever he feels like it. And he can use it and manipulate it as well. Just as not stopping time is manipulating enough. He can go back as well. He's not just freezing people. He's actually changing the time continuum.
Is he though? Is he though? Because
because
he's just regressing their minds. He's just mind wiping them. Because down in the next one below, strange, right. I wipe out more of his memory than I intended. That's what Spectre thinks. But then that's not what the captain says, because the captain says looks like Bright Eyes wasn't stopped by your time stopping device.
That's what confused me. See there, and also spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I kind of told on what's going to happen later already by seemingly that I didn't know what I was talking about, which is true for this one little panel. But what confused me is Kerrigan saying stop by your time stop. What I mean by the time stopping is he stopped time for just like a moment. Do you see what I mean? And then he erased them. And I got confused because you are right. Technically, he didn't really. Did he actually stop time here? He did or he didn't, but he did use a mind eraser. He did the Men in Black type shit here.
Yeah. Now, heads up here, Dave. D-Bud Martin actually likes that the panels are not rectangular.
Yes, D-Bud on occasion. But if you go back and look at number 4, it's just so overwhelming, D-Bud. It's like
every page.
And JT's point was you have to doghead turn on a lot of them, but when you're trying to read, there was too many speech bubbles and thought bubbles on last issue. Like this one, the reason why I said I liked it more than last week is because they don't use it, but only on occasion. So I agree with you. It can be good, but not like they did last week. It was bad.
The issue that I had was whenever they try to do these non-square or right angle.
Let's go down to this one, like this one here.
Images, it zooms in so far on the characters and then they put way too much speech in each thing. You don't get to see any art. You don't really get to see any background. You start losing sense of where they are or what they're doing. And it just showed that format's kind of to their detriment here to keep doing it. There were full page drawings and full page just frames, right? So those looked awesome, right, Dave? We commented on that last week. When they have enough space to do some artwork, it looks great, but a lot of times they're not even invested in making anything look good because it's so small by the time they get the speech bubbles in.
If T-Bud, you want to come on the panel, I can send you. Are we on Twitter together? I think. Anyway, just help us out in the chat if you don't want to come on. Because I have to X out of this and then go back and do it, but it's not that big a deal. Because actually, T-Bud would be a good one for this week. And I'll attest to the fact on both of your guys' sides, I'll say yes to you and yes to him. But I'm going to go back with a little bit more here, saying, if you look at this little middle panel, it's just so oddly shaped that it's. I get what D-Bud's saying. It wouldn't be bad if it was like half, like one down the middle from corner to corner. But you have 1, 2, 3, 4 on one page. The middle one is like, you see what I mean? Like JT, that middle one is weird. And you're showing an important thing with that. This guy, like you said before, you said, well, wait a minute, this guy is still on the rampage, isn't he? And I'm like, yeah, he is. Nobody seems to care until like a minute or two later. Yeah, he's outside. He's throwing cars and shit. Look, he's throwing full cars around. And that would have been a good panel to just have straight across so you could see it more up close. But again, I still like the art because it looks like he's really paying attention to a lot of detail, which we love here.
This whole thing, Dave, I'm sorry.
No,
I'm really confused. Who the hell is Spectre again?
Okay, Spectre is the astral.
It's not a trick question. Yeah.
No. He's an astral entity with base roots in religion. That if Buddy was here and David can talk to, that he was actually created out of good from what was called the voice. And if you're religious, you can figure out what that means. It's a direct relation to, God, the God, right? And it doesn't matter right now if you believe in that or not. That's what the Spectre is based off of. He is the epitome of good, which we saw last issue. The good versus evil. I should have think that last issue should have been number 10, the way they tried to pull it off.
So he's a ghost. He's a spirit. But then here we
not a
are.
Ghost. He's not a ghost.
Well,
but Jim Corrigan, by the way, did die. That's foreboding too, as well, because you're so damn smart. You say things that I can't. Like, oh, I want to tell you something, but I can't. There's a shocking revelation in this comic coming up.
But this whole thing, Bright Eyes, as you call him, doesn't worry me as much as the reaction of the crowd to the way I look. What the fuck? Sorry,
Where's that?
On the left, the first sentence.
On the left panel?
Yeah.
Bright Eyes?
Yeah. Bright Eyes, as you call him, doesn't worry me as much as the reaction of the crowd to myself.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I realize I'm no Cary Grant, but it's beyond my comprehension that people would be scared of the way I look. What
of course they would be scared.
Who is this character? He all of a sudden just becomes incredibly vain.
Well, he's trying to explain that. I guess it's weird because you would think that he would say, yeah, a floating guy with a green cape and pale white skin and little green fairy boots probably would scare the shit out of a bunch of people. And they're dealing with a 40-foot monstrous guy.
But he's
around.
more worried about the way people think of the way he looks than a 3-story monster.
Yeah. He's feeling a little bit down about the fact that everybody was scared of him. I'm like,
just
why?
A dose of narcissism?
Just a little bit. And what I think he's trying to convey here is that he's feeling bad about it. It just didn't come off that way. It came off.
I want to say, get over yourself, dude.
And what did D-Bud said something? He's also the villain in several Bond films. Oh shit! He was going to say fanny pack. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the chat's on fire again tonight. Thank you, everyone. We definitely appreciate it. And in the meantime, they're standing around. This dude is out here outside just throwing cars around. Like it's
now that he's outside and everybody ran away from him, why couldn't law enforcement handle this situation?
Well, there's one guy there inside the building, so they haven't really they haven't really caught on to the fact this is happening. I guess I'm assuming this has all happened within a matter of minutes, 2-3 minutes. That's the only way I can say it. It's like, oh, this is ongoing in time. So nobody's really had a chance to react. But what I thought was really odd was that Spectre, who just did this whole stop time for a second, debatable, but does the mind erase, right? And then when he goes outside, they're like, oh, look, he's right out there. I'm kind of like, no shit, he's standing right there throwing cars around. He didn't go that far. And then he does it again. He just flies out over the people and he's not invisible. So he does it again. And I'm like, oh, SpaghettiOs. This isn't going to go over well with JT.
Yeah.
And probably the chat as well. I don't get it. You just mind erased everybody. You flew right outside within a matter of seconds and you did it again. And I'm like, what's going on here?
All of a sudden, Spectre's like a Medusan from Star Trek.
Well, the
creature that's too ugly to look at.
Well, he just felt bad, or that he was too ugly to even look at, that he scared the heck out of everybody. And he felt, whether he felt bad or he felt vain about it, he just flies outside and does it again. And I was like, what? Why? Why would you do it again? So what they did here is they say, well, the crowds again, and more to the side of me brings terror to their eyes. It's too late to make myself invisible. I'm like, okay, I'm calling BS here. That's not D-Bud, everybody, buddy. How is it that he could say it's too late? You were standing inside. You just erased everybody's mind. And I'm not trying to come out and do hard on it. It just doesn't make sense. You just flow outside and do it again. So this has to be a setup for something. This is what I'm going with. Okay, they're setting us up for something bigger. Maybe he's going to finally say, screw it. I am going to come out as a superhero now. It just happened twice. That's what I'm going to go with. So he takes on this Monstroso head on. And then he says it again, a jolt of time suspension. So he is trying to stop time, which is only at that moment. But he takes the dude on, gives him a good left swing, and it doesn't do too much. He's getting his ass kicked. And then I'm like,
he catches all of that punch.
yeah, that dude Monstroso just jacks him.
And how he can't easily avoid it. Think how slow a punch from a 3-story creature would be.
Yeah. And he tries to tell us that he was too slow. And if you've been following along, everybody, Spectre can change himself to the size of a planet.
Mm-hmm.
He can actually expand himself to the size, literally, no shit, of the universe, at least in form, astral form. He wouldn't do it here, obviously.
And this is where I have the problem with his convenience powers is he could have just made himself 3 times the size of the 3-story man.
Yeah.
And then the 3-story man couldn't hurt him, and he could just,
flick
him with his finger and knock him over, right? Or pick him up by his Canadian tuxedo and bring him to justice. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and the chat is right. Buddy made a good point. Mandalorian's made a good point. Lady V, everybody's making really good points about this. Is the problem with this character that the guy wrote in the letter back in issue 1, that they made him too strong, and now you're going to have problems trying to write it. Do you remember that letter, JT? Do you remember that guy? It's been about a couple weeks though, because we skipped 2 weeks. You might not remember that. He actually discussed that was one of the guys was ranting and raving, really. How are you going to write this character now? Because you made him too damn strong and everybody knows it. You might as well just retire it. Remember the guy was just going off about it? So I go with the fact that they tone him down and he escalates as needed. But you're absolutely right. He could have just made himself 3 times as big, pick the guy up, take him out to the desert and DDT ass like Jake the Snake.
Mm-hmm.
And then just put him in an arm bar and say, chill out, dude. But you got to go with the comic. So I get it.
You know what you could do?
It doesn't make much sense.
You know what you could do is freeze him in time, dig a big hole in the ground right next to this, then put all that dug out dirt in midair, then kick him in the back so he falls in to your big hole, and then have the dirt fall back on him so only his head's above ground. Then you've encased him and detained him.
You could have done a million things.
Right? Of course.
He could have kicked him right in the balls.
He fires cannonballs of every known element, plus a few unknown ones at him. One is bound to do some damage.
Okay, so I'm like, I think it's a good idea, sort of, but everybody, do you mix every single known element in the whole universe and throw it on a guy who's standing right there and around all those people? I don't think so.
Now, is he doing every known isotope of every known element?
Yes, and ones we don't even know about.
So are we getting uranium-235 and uranium-238? Or what are we doing here? If a cannonball of neon is not going to do too much to hurt him, but okay, we can use the noble gases against him, I suppose.
You could have just tased him. He would have been like, "Don't tase me, bro." But anyway, it didn't do shit anyway. So there you go. I'm like, wowzers. I'm like, what is this guy? And then I have to think back. Remember, there's a underlying theme that's off screen. Got to remember. I forgot about some of the stuff that we already saw in the earlier pages. So this is the okie doke that I think is kind of cool. And I'm just doing that to keep everybody on balance. And remember that this guy was from the orb or something, but he was human. He's a human dude. So we're going back to the same thing, that now this guy is not actually all the way human, because he just got hit by every known element in the universe and then some.
Okay. So nothing happens. So then if matter can't affect him, then antimatter should do it. Well,
nope.
Yes, because antimatter would immediately annihilate matter. But how are you going to get antimatter in an atmosphere and not auto annihilate before it hits it? Anyway?
Yeah, and at this point, you just have to go. It's just a comic, and I have fun with it. That's what I'm doing. Well, at least I'm kind of like, I get it to the point where you start to see patterns in superheroes and stuff like that, which is good. Like Superman and Batman. That's why we love them. And it's just what the people do with them. And Neil is just setting us up for stuff. That didn't work. That didn't work. So what is going to work? So I like it in a way. So I kind of calmed down a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, let's just see what happens, and kind of just go with it. Have fun with it, read it, and then for ourselves and the chat that's with us, so that we're not just being too bad about it, too hard on it, and that's exactly what happened. So Spectre here, I guess that I missed the part that he enlarged himself.
He did embiggen himself in the bottom left here. All right, the hard way. I'll enlarge myself to suit you, and we'll have it out. So why did he make himself exactly the same general scale as the other guy? Like I just said, make yourself 3 times taller.
Yeah, and just kick the shit out of this guy. He just kick him out into outer space, fly up there, grab him, and but you can't end the comic too soon. So that's the problem with this character. And somebody in the chat actually mentioned it, either Matt or FKHC said, yeah, or Buddy, he said he's just too damn powerful. It's hard to write for the guy. You just kind of have to go with it. Mm-hmm. And what he does is he escalates a little bit here, a little bit there until he gets pissed, which is what I said last week. That's pretty much the MO now with this guy, Spectre.
Yes, folks, you clip that. I enlarged myself to suit you.
Oh,
what? My time suspension should have lasted longer. Well, that's
yeah.
What, you expected the time suspension to last 4 hours or something? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and then again, you got to remember, Spectre is visible to everybody. He's not invisible. So now the people are screaming, which is really weird at this point. Instead of saying, let's get the hell out of there, you got a crazy ghost guy and a monster smashing everything. They're just scared of him. Keep that in mind, JT.
Yeah, Metal Rune brings up a good point. Time suspension now has a time limit.
Well, when they're writing it, yes.
Wait. So, and why does he care if they're running away?
Yeah, at this point, it doesn't matter. He needs them to get out of there so he can kick this dude's ass. But he's also mad at them.
I want to point out that in there you have something that says he enlarged himself. Then you look down in the picture below. Scroll down just a wee bit.
Down?
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that look like to you after he said he enlarged himself?
Red Rocket?
Folks, am I reading too much into this, or
yeah, maybe. No, we're just trying to have fun. That's what it is. We're not reading too much into it, dude. Because
looks like they drew something rather phallic after writing in the last page.
Yeah. Netflix. And so sorry, I read a little something there in my throat. Well, God, I shouldn't have said that. It's coffee. But anyway.
Whoa.
Yeah, that didn't come out right. Netflix. And so, yeah, so it's weird. Now, JT, I'm only trying to not do spoiler alerts for you and everybody else because we're coming down pretty hard on this theme or this setup here. Is again, I'll tell you, hang tight. That's all I'm going to say. Or try not to say any more about this because I was 100% on your side with this, saying I like the art, I like some of it, I'm trying to be cool with it. This makes no sense. What is going on? Just keep that in mind. So he throws this building at him. He didn't go to the point where he could kick the dude's ass, like you said, which is a very good point. More military stuff. And we get another splash page, which is kind of cool. Chapter 2.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, if you scroll up a little bit to that ad.
Upsy daisy.
Beethoven. Bum 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 kaboom. Bum 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 kaboom.
Yeah. Beethoven, the bomb.
Classical music joke anyway.
Boomba. El Bombo. So yeah, then we get down here to chapter 2. So we get some extra art, a whole separate splash page. And now, some reason, Spectre is a fugitive from justice. And I'm like, okay, well, that was the title. That was kind of like what the cover was trying to get us at, too.
The
Yeah,
Ju-88
Lady
was
Z.
not a fighter. I'm just going to say that's false advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spectre does what? What do you think he does here again? He just does. He does the whole time thing again. He blasts all these people and shifts them into another time cycle into the past or something like that. And then he makes hint that he's starting to feel weak again. Now, JT, what has been the MO of him feeling weak when he's out here trying to do good stuff?
Well, the problem is he directly injects soy into his veins, and then that's why he tends to start feeling quite lightheaded and weak. I'll also note here that the
Yes,
building
the car.
is now fully erect again. You see that on the right-hand side?
Yeah, and it I think it was kind of breaking apart. I'm not sure there. It's half-mast. But anyway,
Buddy Hepburn says lowrider is bouncing down the street.
Oh, Hakeem Jeffries might be
Nice.
driving that car.
Oh.
And so he does the whole time thing on these people, but he turns his back on the bad guy to do it. And I'm thinking, I don't get it. The people were running away. He knows they already see him because this is the second time he's done it. Why is he? I don't. Why is he bothering with these people? Well, it's because they're going to do a little showcase on his whole time thing. This is where I got distracted from before because I knew this was coming up. I just didn't. I didn't place it correctly in the comic book when we were talking. So here he is, JT. He actually does manipulate time by accident because he did it in the first place. So it's actually his fault. See what I'm getting at?
Okay. So
he zaps.
Why was he a fugitive from justice?
It's the title of the second chapter. So you got to understand that's kind of like a cover page.
That's what's coming up. Okay.
Yeah. See what I mean? There's a lot of trickeration going on here. And we'll get to the main theme in a few. And then the shocking reveal, everybody. It's a good one. So he blasts these people to freeze frame them. And he accidentally sends three of them with this little great fatty boots somewhere. So all Neil is doing here is showcasing what could happen when you screw with time like this. And he now has to leave the big guy. He was fighting him. He has to leave that to go save these people. He has to go find them now because he screwed up. And that's the middle pane here. And yeah, D-Bud's right. This one doesn't bother me too much. Except for the right one, you could have had more art here. You're
Dave,
missing.
do you want to read? Do you want me to read that?
Sure. I
got to turn my head to read it. Back to colonial America, to the era. Back to the era when friction between the Cleveland Guardians and the settlers was at its keenest.
I wouldn't know about keenest. Probably at its worst.
Yeah.
You're not doing any favors here to the Native Americans, but I get it. So he did say that It wasn't the keenest of times. Okay. And I'm
He's
not trying to be politically correct. I'm
he
just trying to
flies
read
back
that.
in
I've got my
time. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make fun of it, but he flies all the way back in time. He sent this other one back in time, but
3 of
then
them.
yeah, wish I could concentrate harder. Why then can he not fly the last 10 feet over there and pick up the guy and get him out of the way?
It was last second. They were getting ready to just take the dude out, I guess, and he didn't have time to get over there even in that second, I guess.
This is the problem with making him this powerful.
Yep. I agree because look what he can do. Zap. Bullseye. He just points his finger and makes a joke about the vanishing white man will be a good story for them to tell, which I imagine for them it would be, because imagine how they feel now. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine these guys? We're in the Star Trek territory here, are we not, JT?
We're not in Star Trek territory.
Well,
maybe New Trek, Big Trek
for
territory.
These guys, their whole well, I'm not Native American, and they believed in spirits and stuff like that. That's factual. So it might not be too bad for them. But imagine if it would have been some other kind of civilization that just saw some guy pop in, vanish, and they're like,
you trying to say that Jim Corrigan is Two-Spirit?
Huh? What's that?
Are you trying to say that Jim Corrigan's Two-Spirit?
Well, you don't really want to know what his spirit name is.
Okay.
Big fat beaver taking
I get
shit.
you canceled real quick here, Dave, so I won't keep going.
I'll just come back with a different name, everybody. Oh, and by the way, I need to start a competition, and this is for the chat. Thank you so much for being here. I need a new channel name, so let them start flowing. I've got a few ideas because I'm going to come back harder.
Oh, giggity.
Yeah. And okay, so he found one of them. Get on with it, everyone. Yes, we are. And interestingly enough, for all you time space continuum people, he says that it's a little difficult to read these. He's waning strength. The ghostly guardian tracks down the 2 remaining persons displaced in time, and he makes the comment, how could I have sent them back this far? So he can't find them just quite yet, and he has to go all the way back, which who mentioned this a couple issues ago? That would have been me. It would have been fun with Captain Skullduggery guy from issue number 1. That if you were going to showcase that he could do this, take it all the way back. All back around. And they do it again here to the dinosaur era. Right? So he zapped these people. Now imagine these 2 just standing there. Are they ever going to be normal the rest of their life? No. They're going to probably wind up in a mental institution or something. But he finds them all the way back before like the dinosaurs get to him. And basically he does it. He brings them back. And then we get something really cool. This artwork.
Welcome to Triassic Park.
Jurassic Park, everybody, where they use your So look at this cool stuff. At least I think it's awesome. Huge T-Rex here, actually way bigger than it should be, but who cares? This is pretty badass. It's a full type page art setup. You got buildings, you got people, you got crushed cars, you even got
sidewalk.
The sidewalk.
You've got a setting, you've got a scene developing.
Yeah. Even way in the back, he's got lines in the buildings, a car way back here. Just only like 2 people that aren't colored in artwork wise, just for filler, 2 or 3. Oh, I see a guy over here. There's a lot of detail I didn't even see before. But this dinosaur is terrifying, man. I like it. It's it's more like a lizard T-Rex.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like A T-Rex does it.
Not that you would expect, right? But it's kick-ass.
Tail's
I
way
like
too
it.
big.
Yeah, the claws and stuff like that. I like the teeth, the tail swooshing around like that. That's pretty cool.
Didn't
And
it have 2 top claws and a bottom claw so it could grab things? Not just 3 on the top.
I
Maybe
thought
I'm
it had a
wrong about
thumb
that.
claw. Who's our
Yeah.
dinosaur experts out there? He had a thumb, didn't he? Maybe, or was it only 2 and a thumb? Like you
Yeah,
said.
archaeologists or I guess what is that?
Well, this is from
There's a
Jurassic
term
Park
for that.
3, whatever that one was. This isn't a regular.
Oh, this is Jurassic Park 2, where they bring the T-Rex back to San Francisco, and I'm like, please, just destroy it all. It needs to happen, and they never do it. It's very disappointing.
Never. It's kind of like Portland. Sorry if anybody's from Portland.
Or was that San Diego? I can't remember. Anyway,
there's good people there.
Yeah,
a few.
There's a base there too, so the T-Rex was never getting far.
Lady V.
Anyway,
Lady V says he can. Matt goes. He can just mind wipe them. I know he's going to be like freaking the Men in Black every other page here, Matt. He's like, dude, mind wipe. I just mind wipe them all.
Now, how is it, Dave? In the bottom right, there's this kid's like 12 years old and he's still calling his mom mommy. Is it because she's like a smoke show?
Yeah. Well, that's right. Jimmy. That's Jimmy Olsen. You catch that, right?
No comment.
Yeah, Lady V's got some good comments on the T-Rex thing here. But anyway, he's okay. So the problem here we have with Spectre is he keeps effing up, dude. He's effing up like every other page here. He shows himself to the people. He, like Matt said, mind wipes them, then immediately goes right outside, does it again, tries to zap them in time, sends 3 of them, barely saves them, which is good. And then he brings a freaking 50-foot T-Rex into town. I'm like, boy, Spectre's not having a good day. And then he's getting his ass kicked again.
I will just say the Mesozoic era is correct.
Is that correct? I'm not a paleontologist. Is that the right word?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Or is that optometrist or ophthalmology?
Well, let's keep going.
I was going to say something else, but I passed.
So,
I passed on it. It starts with.
I'm not going to say it in that voice because I know people will clip it. But Dave, do you want to read his thought bubble?
Which one?
The one on the left.
Here, big boy, over this way. Come on and take a bite out of old Uncle Speck.
There you go.
Okay. All righty. We'll just go through that one. And then he's like, he's too slow because he's feeling weak. His reflexes are all shot. Keep that in mind. We've seen this several times. He's mentioned it, but he keeps on fighting. So you got to give it to him because he keeps screwing up this issue.
You wrecked Lady V there.
Did she crash? Crash and burn. Come on over here, big guy.
Okay, folks, we're trying to make the light of this comic because I don't know. This might be our last one to read.
Yeah, we might be moving on to some Halloween stuff or the Angel and the Ape that we fell into.
Yeah. D-Bud, do you know about the Angel and the Ape? Have you ever read that one?
It's Gorilla Grodd's. It's Gorilla Grodd's grandkid. I bet D-Mud knows. And I got something to add to this. Come on over here, big boy. Help me with my new fairy boots. I'm going to sparkle them later. See? The little green fairy boots? I'm going to bedazzle them. Anyhow.
Can Spectre give that T-Rex some nunchucks? Asking for Tom.
Oh, D-Bud answered us. Can Spectre give that T-Rex some?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're reading. Sorry.
Yep,
Sorry,
yep.
JT. I have to, I have
You're
to
good.
turn
You're good.
to look at the whole other laptop.
It's a live show. You're good.
Yeah, he's going to bedazzle the shit out of those boots, girl. And then play Rocket Man on his headphones. Okay. So, JT, I know you're very confused on some of this. You're not following what they're doing only
They
because
shrank the T-Rex for reasons unknown.
Well, because, okay, that's how powerful he is. He's been bitching and complaining. I'm losing my strength. I'm losing my reflexes. And he's still strong enough to shrink a guy. Right. Which, in all fairness to the Spectre's power, that's really not a big deal for him, is it? To just shrink a 50-foot T-Rex. But what was your point about Monstroso earlier? He could have just done that.
He couldn't have just done that to him, or made Spectre make himself 2 or 3x the size and unfair to the fight in his favor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So D-Bud answers The Angel and the Ape. This is a comic we ran into as an advertisement from last week. And then we looked it up because it looked kind of weird, but it looked funny.
It looked so funny and just fun that we're like, wait, I would rather be reading that right now than
And then we Google-eyed it, and it turns out that the ape in that comic is actually Gorilla Grodd's grandkid, and I was like, holy shape shit. And I'm like, that looks great. And JT was like, we're going to be doing that one, I think, for fun. And if it sucks, we move on. It's as easy as that, folks, because now Spectre's been bitching and complaining how weak he's getting, but he just, points a finger, shrinks this little dude. Now, like, look, he's like a little Gamera or something, or he's like a little lizard that's running around down here in Florida, because sometimes those little fuckers are that big in your hand. Those big ass lizards down south, we don't really have them. What are those things? Which one of the ones in the trees that are a plague down here in Florida? We don't see them up here in the Tampa area.
I don't know. I don't know.
The big ass lizards from the Jurassic period. They're a plague. They're a plague down South Florida, man. They fall out of the trees once it gets to a certain temperature. It doesn't kill them. It just snoozes them. Anywho, so they make a joke about him being bright eyes, because how are we doing on time? Oh, we're fine. We're only at 72.
Yeah.
And bright eyes, why does he look frightened? And I had mentioned this earlier. He's just like the scared guy. But again, we get this thing where the people are more scared of Spectre, even though he just saved their ass from this T-Rex, even though it was his fault. It's okay. He still saved them, did he not? I mean, he did. So
he did.
He did. And he's kind of catching on more and more and more seems to be kind of a pattern with these people. And he's starting to realize his thought process about this is not right.
I love how he thinks the people are scared of him, not the T-Rex.
Yes.
I'd be more scared of the T-Rex, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. And here's the reveal. Well, not the shocking reveal. This is a plot reveal as to why this is going on, why myself, when I was reading it, and JT were like, none of this makes sense. It's all back around town. And here you go, JT. You want to read it? The top line?
Unknown to the Spectre, his frenzied efforts are being observed with unbounded glee.
Yes. So we go back to the character we met on the first 2 pages, which I had totally forgotten about. Up until now, I was like, oh, you got me. Okay. So the reason why he was feeling weak and all that kind of stuff is that we all know now, after 5 issues, that as powerful as the Spectre is, when he deals with any other kind of astral energy, it kind of hurts him a little bit, and sometimes even really badly. But he's just so powerful, he can do whatever he wants, and he kicks their ass in the end. But this dude is doing the Is this like the Wizard of Oz thing through the thing, or is this a Saruman? This is a Saruman thing. Yeah.
Looks kind of Lord of the Rings to me, but I
It's
guess you could at any witch or magical creature could look into an orb. Hell, this could be Deep Space Nine. He's having an orb experience right now, for all we know. But
yeah. He's definitely doing the Saruman deal here. Lady, if he's funny in the chat. So this cut panel here, D-Bud had made a comment a while ago saying that he had liked it, and like this one's not bad. I like this is fine. He said it was kind of the times and what they do, and we're like, yeah, we really caught on to the fact that Neil likes doing this. This one doesn't bother me at all because there's no word bubbles in there. There's no misdirection on the angles, and it didn't even phase me. It was kind of cool, to be honest. But last issue is the one we were getting at. It's rough. So this guy makes a comment about, I'm the bad guy here. You guys forgot about me, didn't you? And Neil's like, I got you. I was like, yeah, you did get me a little bit here, Neil. The puzzle's beginning to fit together. So Spectre is catching on just like we are. Oh, so that's the deal. You've been screwing with me the whole time. So what's your comment about that, JT? That we get the reveal.
Figures this out?
Yes, that it's this dude doing it.
How does he know? How is it all beginning to fit together?
Well, he doesn't quite. Spectre doesn't quite actually know. This was for us. This particular panel, these three right here, were for us to finally understand.
Oh, I know that's for us. I'm just saying, how is Spectre starting to wise up?
It's just in general. He's like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Just like what we were saying. He's like, something is wrong here. I've got to figure it out. He's just kind of having a moment where he's like, okay, I'm having a terrible day here. Why are these people scared of me more than a freaking 50-foot T-Rex and a monstrous dude? So he's just kind of putting stuff together. He goes, if only my strength holds out to take this dinosaur back, I'll get in touch with my alter ego. And I'm like, put the damn thing in a cage and worry about it later. Throw it in the back, throw it in Corrigan's trunk or something. Who cares? The thing's the size of a Dachshund at this point. It might not bite you, but who cares?
Right.
He's more worried about taking the T-Rex back. And I'm like, dude, stay focused. Don't be like me. You got to have a JT with you. Where's Jim Corrigan? That's JT. Where's Dave? Stay focused, man. You know what I mean?
So yeah. So he leaves, he gets out of there. What happens to 3-story man?
That's one of the things I've had a problem with this, and I knew you were going to catch on to it as well. He's still rampaging. But where did he go?
And the 5-0 is over here saying, keep it moving, folks. The danger's over.
I'm like, since when? I'm with you on this one, dude. There's like a whole page missing, but you can't because the panes they're matched on this page. So there can't be a page missing. It's on the same damn page. Just a continuity thing here. I'm like, where did the big guy go? Anyway, so we just read on. Like you said, the police are there moving people around, and Jim says, he's just doing his cop stuff here, and then he gets this hilarious little, hey, man, hey, over here. I thought it was kind of funny.
Jim, quiet. I don't want anyone to see me and turn off another panic.
I'm like, what the hell? He just shrunk a T-Rex. So he's so drained. Yeah, the chat is awesome, dude. Thank you guys again for being here. He's like, Spectre, what do you look like something the cat dragged? And he's like you said. You want to read that one? The bottom bubble?
On this one?
Yeah, the middle one here.
Yeah, I already read it.
I'm gonna enter your body.
Oh no, I'm not gonna read that.
Oh,
ADV says hashtag drained.
Yeah, hashtag train. And I'm too sexy. I'm gonna enter your body. And he's like, no, you're not. I'm like, whoa, what? Did you just tell the Spectre you ain't doing shit? You ain't going up inside of me, bro. I'm like, okay. And Spectre's
He's
like,
like, okay, but if you do, you can never leave. I have orders to bring you in. What?
mhm.
What? Oh, okay.
Well, Spectre's like, yeah, dude, no time for jokes. I got to get up in there. That's when he says it. He gives him an ultimatum, and you can't ever leave. And then I'm like you, but again, we're getting the okey doke here. Jim tells Spectre that he's become a public menace, and wherever you show up, panic breaks out. So, like you mentioned, JT, in my body or in prison.
Spectre says, I can't waste time arguing with you. I'm going to take my rest, whether you like it or not. And then he
he's gonna get raped in the alley. Wow. Sorry, dude.
He
he can't penetrate your, and he can't get it. He can't get up in there because Jim is like
he's got those. I can't even say it, dude. It's too dirty. I can't even.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna keep you out, man. You're just too weak to get up in there, dude. So Spectre gives up. He flies away. And it would be time wasting trying to convince you that someone else is causing the fear. So done. See, that's the key part of all of this. Oh, I bet the chat is on fire, dude.
I just don't even know what to make of that. That is
Well, we're just being dirty.
I don't know. I mean, what else? How else are you supposed to read this?
But I mean, I see your point. I read it and I was like, okay, this is going to be really fun for the chat tonight because it's going to be impossible to not do this. Huh? Can't penetrate. And yes, we are being a little bit out there. We know they didn't write this on purpose.
So what he
but
has really good control over the rear entrance that he keeps Spectre out. I mean, what the is going on here?
Well, they even animate it with a zoing. And I'm thinking, holy shnikes from Scooby-Doo. Can't get in there. Thelma, what's up?
So he's super weak, but he's not weak enough to go fly away in the air.
Yeah, so he flies away and says, well, if you ain't gonna let me get up in there, you're gonna have to chase me to catch me to lock me up. So gotta remember, Jim's told him he was gonna which doesn't make sense.
Metalorian says he needs some Diddy oil.
So yeah, Lady V and Matter, you guys are loving it. Hey, buddy, this ain't jail, bro, right? But it's so weird because Jim tells this astral, the most powerful being in the universe on this timeline, because there's no Superman, there's no Batman, even though they made reference to it very, very faintly earlier. Superman, that's Jimmy Olsen. I'm telling you, that's fricking Jimmy Olsen in that T-Rex page. She calls him Jimmy, little guy, but Jimmy's a redhead, isn't he? Everybody, buddy?
Thought so.
I thought Jimmy Olsen was a redhead. So
he is.
I'm just saying, veiled reference, veiled. So he's not weak enough to fly off. And you got to remember, this guy's an astral projection. He's not a ghost, but he's a damn near a spiritual entity. He's not going in cuffs. So this whole thing is a little odd. We'll get to it.
Jim Corrigan knows that. There's no.
There you go. God, you're smart, dude. This is why I love having JT on, everybody. he knows these things by the very fact we've only read 4 of these comics.
But they need to keep with their own lore. I don't understand this. It's not like they have a different writer every single week.
No,
We've
Neil's
seen
done,
that happen, right?
This is the
But
second one.
I'll
Second.
keep your own darn lore straight. Why would Jim think that you could just bring him in, quote unquote?
Yeah, normally he wouldn't. I'll say that. Normally he would not say that because you nailed it, dude. He would know better. I'm saying normally like 5 times because that's what doesn't make any sense.
Remember back 2 pages ago when the police said it's all over, folks, the danger's gone. Now all of a sudden, soon, by following the path of commotion left by the eerie-eyed behemoth.
Yeah,
so this dude's been on a King Kong Godzilla rampage, but I thought the danger was gone. We were safe.
Well, yeah, those are the little things that I think even people as great as Neil Adams, and by the way, I think there's a letter that says he didn't really have much to do with some of this kind of stuff going on. If I remember, I'll show it. So we might give Neil a little break if I catch that letter when we get to it. We might have already passed it, so I apologize if we passed it. It might have explained some of the stuff that we don't blame Neil, because somebody in this letter mentions a totally different name as far as like production and plot. So if I can find it, I'll show it. Yeah, but your point is 100%. I was thinking the same thing. It's like, okay, you turn your back on this Monstroso guy, and the cops are kind of like, he makes the cops look really dumb here, because it's like you said, it's all over, folks. But where the hell did this guy go? Apparently he's just
I
over
wonder
here
if it's
in
like
a field somewhere.
Lettering made a mistake in editing. The editor didn't catch it.
It's possible. It's very possible.
This is stuff that I'm not trying to, take the piss out of this comic on every page, but this doesn't make it doesn't make sense.
Well, okay, here it is. This first one here talks about how, from fan writer to fan, Mike Friedrich has definitely shown that he's been ability to write excellent stories. And I thought, yeah, but Neil didn't come in until like number 2 or number 3. If D-Bud's still out there, maybe you can help us with this. That sometimes, like Neil quoted that he did the art and story, but when we did that 3-hour video with Hungry Boy and stuff about how the stuff is made, you're never actually attributed to some of the people behind the scenes. So it's not like we can always come down on Neil here, because we like his art for the most part and the story for the most part. But behind the scenes, there's a lot going on in the comics back then. They don't have computers. They don't have this. It takes a whole teams at times, except Kirby sometimes would do all of it, right, JT? He would do the writing, the themes, the story. He had control over until they screwed with him and whatever happened, like in Black Panther. And we saw what happened after he left. So this guy brings up some dude named Mike Friedrichs, but we have to understand is, I'm not so sure what he's talking about. Spectre 3, we're on 5. So I don't know if this guy Mike is behind the scenes on this one. And again, D-Bud and everybody, I know I'm going to start saying this every week if I can. Some of the best parts about these comic book reviews for us is if you don't like the comic, or you don't like our take on it, you don't like what we do, but you happen to pop in and go back and read these letters. They're a lot of fun. Anyway, JT, sorry, I went on a little detachment there.
I got you. So we're going to have a fight with Spectre in his weakened state.
Yeah, 3 times weakened.
And I'm already upset because we, as yet, don't have any indication that this 3-story guy has any real powers. And we've done stupid crap for 2/3 of the comic.
Yeah, his only power is defense and swing and muscle. I mean, he's got muscle. Because he's like you said, 40 foot tall.
Yeah.
And his only superpower is defense at this point, other than swinging. He's got no laser beams or shooting astral projections out his ass. You know what I mean? Like you said. And you're better with this antimatter stuff. Can you read this thought bubble here and explain to us what's going on with this?
Neither matter nor antimatter has any effect on him. So let's see if a pure energy blast can rock him. Now, a pure energy blast, Dave, could be like a flashlight.
Okay.
A pure energy blast could be,
yeah, and
I
if
don't
you want to know
know,
about
a heat
matter,
wave.
it could be
It's
anything.
a heat gun. I mean, it's what kind of energy?
He could have kicked him in the balls. That's an energy blast, isn't
Maybe,
it?
D-Bud, maybe this pure energy is pure anti-proton. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll let you sci-fi.
The chat can let me know what type of pure energy it is.
Well, all he does is he does a double hammer fist and throws energy. I guess it's an energy blast from him, meaning, like you said, JT, it's just you got to go with it. It's just some kind of energy. We don't know. It didn't mean shit anyway, because, like I said, so throwing every element known to man and the whole universe and shit we don't even know about didn't work. He's gonna just do like a double hammer fist and think that he thinks that's gonna work, and he gets bitch slapped. Gets pimped down. He gets pimp slapped, dude. And I'm like, wow, he just got backhanded.
I also wonder why is Neil Adams a fan of Cardi B?
Why do you say that?
Look in blue right there.
Oh, look at blue.
Look at the blue lettering. Big blue lettering.
Oh. WAP. Oh my gosh. Oh, dude, I can't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know the song. Yes, it's a song. It's not a dirty Italian joke. So don't go there, because I'm part Italian. Although I would laugh, but that's the song. That's what you're referencing, right, JT? And I'm not going to say it.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm not going to say it, although I could. Who cares? And so D-Bud, thank you, by the way. D-Bud, again, always a pleasure to have you here with everybody else. Is the only pure energy I know came from the information. Says, holy shit. I love the 80s music. If you didn't know, dude. Pure energy. Dun, 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 dun. I better not even sing it. That'll get me banned more than anything, singing a copyrighted song. Dirty, done dirt cheap. Oh, you guys are the best, man. Pure energy by information. I can't take it, dude. That is phenomenal. Oh, pure energy. I've got that song stuck in my head now, man. Oh, good God.
So the monster slots Spectre's wet AP
yeah,
with the back of his hand.
But what's up with the blue here? I am going to say something. Why is he all blue?
I don't know. Spectre says, Spectre thinks he doesn't even need to fist me to knock me for a loop. What? I'm just reading it, Dave.
I'm just sneezing. I had to sneeze.
All right. So, okay. In an arrow swooping dive, the Grim Ghost catapults himself between the legs of his bow.
Yeah. Oh, we got a channel name request. I got to write this down.
Lopan's Bedpan.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really good X name, actually.
I might have a contest with this. I was thinking about doing something really, really nice for Christmas, because I have a whole run of the Defenders.
Yeah.
See, bud, you know what I'm talking about. I got a whole run of the original Defenders, and I was thinking about selling them and stuff like that, or just keeping them. But then I
So,
thought,
folks,
anyway,
now that he's knocked over this other guy by sweeping him on the legs, I guess
sweep the
he,
leg.
yeah, sweep the
He
leg.
Cobra Kai'd him.
He's going to reduce himself to the size of the cells of his body to know what this monster's made up. So it only took 80% of the way through this comic before Spectre starts using his brain.
Yes. But how much energy has he expended now?
Oh yeah, no, he's tired, but he's not tired enough to be flying around, hitting people with pure energy,
Leg sweeping a giant.
leg sweeping, shrinking himself down to, cellular size.
Ant-Man type shit.
Um,
No, D, but I don't have the Marvel feature one, although that website, the damn it, the one JT I send you with all the comics on it and stuff with the other different stuff.
mhm.
Damn it, D, but if I wish I could tell you that website, it's on the Fleabay. That actually pops up every now, all 5 of them, or that number one. I think are you referring to the number one Marvel feature that's actually worth money? Or are you referring to the 5 large ones? I think you're referring to the number one. I actually know this stuff, JT, for Marvel. Isn't that cool? I don't know a lot of that kind of stuff, but shit type. What happened? What happened?
Type shit. I don't know.
Shit type. Oh,
anyway, so
sorry.
Little
Man.
Red Riding Hood is in the background saying, "That's it, Spectre. Expend more energy, just a little bit more, and I'll be free."
Yeah, but I'm with you on this one. I don't get the whole point of saying that, oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm tired. Now you can shrink a dinosaur. You can do all these things that you're pointing out. I'm glad you brought it up because it's their writing. They're the ones that's saying it, not us. We're not claiming that he should be tired. They're telling us that he's tired. And now he's Ant-Manning shit. And I'm thinking to myself, how much energy does that take to actually become microcosmic? I know that's not really a word. I think it's close. Who cares?
Yeah.
And JT, I thought maybe when I read this, I said, now JT's, even though we kind of know that we have that third party guy from the beginning influencing shit, that this was really going to piss you off. Maybe not mad, but it really start to aggravate you with this whole, I'm just going to keep doing more shit, even though I'm tired. But I still can't handle this guy. I can't handle
this guy is 3 stories tall. So Dave, when matter and antimatter collide, they annihilate each other into 100% energy conversion. Okay. So it says here, let me make sure that you're on this page. It says, I see it now. A mysterious source of energy is simultaneously producing particles of matter and antimatter within him, causing explosions. No wonder why he can't be hurt in any way. He's continually destroying and recreating himself. Why does he need matter antimatter collisions to destroy and recreate himself? What does that have to do with anything? And why does this make him invulnerable to like tremendous amounts of power being thrown his way? I also want to point out, Dave, 1 gram of matter and 1 gram of antimatter colliding would produce about as much atomic energy as the boom boom that was dropped on Nagasaki.
Yes.
And this dude weighs more than 1 gram. So how he isn't just like the sun emitting energy, none of this makes any damn sense.
Yeah, as far as the science goes,
he cannot separate matter particles from antimatter ones as they're being created. He can't do that because his hands are matter, so his hand would be annihilated by contacting the antimatter.
Yeah,
then he could separate them with magnetic fields, but in a vacuum, by the way. So I don't know how the inside of his body is a vacuum and not a vacuum, because the antimatter particles would immediately annihilate the rest of his body that was matter.
Yeah, and
So
he's
none of
trying
it,
to.
like I'm saying, Dave, none of this makes any damn sense.
No, I think that other than a 12-year-old kid who hasn't really even got into the sciences in high school yet would know any more about this other than watching Star Trek. Star Wars didn't even come out till 1970. When did the original TOS come out? Number one?
60s, late
69,
60s. Hmm.
68. Yeah. And other than that, until you get into eighth, ninth grade, depending on what school you went in, high school, you're not going to know shit about this kind of stuff other than TV shows and comic books. So what he does here is he tries to explain it over here by saying destroying and recreating itself, which you pointed out, by the way. But
It's
he should have
66
said
to oh 05, by
exponentially.
the way.
Hmm?
66 to oh 05 is when Star Trek on
66.
TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 10 years old, you're into this. You're not even in Star Wars territory.
So this
yet.
is after Star Trek.
But after Star Trek, yeah. So this kind of scientific stuff as a kid, unless you're 10 years old, you wouldn't have any introduction to any of this other than movies, comic books, and maybe some kind of science show like Nova or something on TV.
Lady V, I can't say I've ever done that.
Well, if you're talking about my
on.
ex-girlfriend, yeah, you ain't joking.
Oh,
Wah, wah, wah. Come on, JT.
There's an S in that. Vacuum hose.
Oh,
Dave.
HOES.
HOSE. Anyway. So he separates the particles and then lets them come back together.
Yes.
So this would have had so much power that he would have completely annihilated himself and things in a wide area.
Yeah, and sorry if we went off on too much of a technical rant, but they put it in there, and I think that it's really important because trying to explain that antimatter, all the way he's inside this guy, no jokes aside, he is inside this guy, separating his cells, just like you said, like it would be an atom particle. What he should have done is said exponentially, that destroying and recreating itself so fast that it won't hurt anybody outside. But they know it's for kids. They're not going to. They don't care. Just read the comic book and have fun. Go with it. Other than the fact that there would be nothing left of anybody around there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So what does happen is that it just kind of knocks them out, but it takes Spectre out with them, which I kind of figured might happen. That's not too far-fetched. If you get around everything else, old boy shows up in this speed suit.
Psycho pirate.
Yay! Everybody.
We'll call him PP for short. We'll call him PP for short.
Yeah, we finally get to it. Yes, I know. It's been a while. And then this dude shows up. He's all decked out. And he is the evil master of emotion, everybody. And I'm like, okay, cool. From Dr. Fate, we know who that is, and Our Man. I'm not familiar with Our Man. Do you, buddy? You guys familiar with Our Man? I think most of us would know who Dr. Fate
Showcase
is.
56.
Yeah, that's going way back, dude. Yeah, that's where even the DA Dead Man guy, Boston Brand, doesn't even have his own series yet. Those showcases and stuff like that. He's in Strange Adventures, though. I'm sure somebody would correct me, but showcases. Remember, we were talking about how our character here, Spectre, was actually in the 1940s. If you remember that, JT, it was in the Showcase comics. I don't remember which one, if it was 54 or whatever, but apparently they're referring this to that he already fought this dude once before.
Okay, so just so folks know, Showcase number 56 was in June of 1965. So they're referencing an issue of another comic 3 years old.
Yeah.
By this point.
Spectre goes all the way to the 40s.
But I don't know. You going to remember the exact details of a story from 3 years ago on a comic you might not have read? And how are you even going to be able to get a hold of this?
Well, this is classic. This is classic stuff. We want you to go back and read all of those too. So go back and buy those. And then it got so bad, Diva and everybody else know that they have so many different storylines that blend over into different runs that, especially like Deadpool and some of the bad guys and Superman, you get one run of Superman, he's fighting a bad guy, or Batman, especially as well. You have to go back and buy a whole nother run, or at least like the Doomsday timeline with Superman. A lot of those runs, I think, you have to buy different comic books from different runs just to get that whole story put together.
A 9.6 of Showcase 56 sold for $1,700 in the last year.
Nice. Very nice. And that's with Psycho Pirate in it. Imagine if it was like a super huge bad guy.
Right.
So anywho, he's got a pretty cool costume if you think about it for the most part. There's a little ink bleed here on this, but that's not that's kind of normal sometimes.
He's doing the Donald Trump fingers.
Yeah. It's like,
in the one right above that. If you look up.
Go up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice. And then he's standing there, hands on hips, classic villain style. So that's kind of cool. And he's like, thanks to the help of the Spectre, that cursed mask, my symbol of defeat is gone forever. So we reference the mask all the way back to page 1. He had that mask on. Remember the Jason mask or whatever I was talking about?
Yeah.
Or Michael Myers mask. So apparently that was a astral prison hold on this guy. It kept him having from powers. Complete opposite of Dr. Fate, obviously with the helmet. But it was you were draining me of my power. So now Spectre finally gets to meet the dude that's been screwing with him and us trying to read this comic the whole time.
Yeah.
That's everything he was doing. Like the people that were scared of him, how he was acting all kind of weird. It was this guy because he's the master of emotion.
Now we've only got 3 pages left, and we finally get to something cool enough to interest me.
Yes, except the T-Rex.
Yeah, but they didn't even really
art,
use
at least
it.
for the art. Yeah,
True.
It wasn't a plot line.
I'm talking about something intriguing. They waited for the last 3 pages to bring out something intriguing.
Well, Jim Kerrigan's going to get into the FAFO territory here.
Yeah.
So this guy just says that I'm the master of emotion. He's kind of like a Loki character here. And Jim decides to rush him because he's a hands-on kind of guy. He's a tough, 50s, 60s cop,
Mm-hmm.
And wasn't Jim the boxing champion?
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a folks, heavyweight champ.
There's a lot of text on these pages.
A lot.
The evildoer here is basically saying that his globe allowed him to pull magic force energy away from anyone who he looks at in his crystal ball. And so now the mask that imprisoned him somehow has been worn away by absorbing this magic. So the most fantastic power of all that he has is the ability to completely control human emotions. So now he's a Vulcan. Apparently this is his biggest superpower is he's a Vulcan.
But he's the master of the Vulcans too, because he can actually control all of the emotions for everybody. He can throw them back out at you.
And then Jim actually has a good line here. A lot of good your power, quote unquote, will do in solitary. Then who do we got here? PP says, Rash, idiot, you haven't an inkling of my strength. Try a dose of fear.
Yeah, and at this point, Jim gets the FAFO treatment and realizes he has to go run home and change his pants. Because he's scared. He, you know what I mean? Here. He's just like, oh my gosh. No,
They tried to make him go
no.
to rehab right here, and he said, no, no, no.
Yeah. And the bad guy, classic bad guy, he's just talking trash. That's cool. And then and here we go. They actually tell you that Spectre is the most powerful force in the universe. And there you go. See, JT? They even tell you that he is.
The ability
So-
to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force. Just want to point that
Exactly.
out to Psycho Pirate. Anyway.
Yeah. And he's got Spectre groveling at his feet. And he goes, at first I thought the globe would be of no use, but a pulsating bullet from a gun this drifter had found somewhere. I never really understood this pulsating bullet crap. Well, that's because I didn't read
That's
Showcase
because
60.
you're a man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because they want you to go back and read the Showcase comics, just like JT
A
pointed out.
pulsating. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're getting ready for the shocking reveal, everybody. I know it's taking a while to get there, but we got to go through this. And Jim says, "Oh, Snikes. I remember that crap in Showcase number 60 a few months ago." And
Lady
I
V.
lost.
No, Lady V.
No. use guys. Use. I have not. Then,
I'll leave that alone.
yeah, we'll leave that one alone. It's funny, but so look at Spectre over there groveling in the corner because he's so scared that
Well. Here. Wait a minute. We got to go back up, Dave. I'm sorry.
Up a little.
Yeah, Jim Corrigan.
Okay.
This bullet. It must be the one I almost shot into Asmodus months ago. I lost the pew pew in the scuffle. That drifter must have come across it. So, did he report this pew pew as missing?
No. Nope.
He's kind of doing a Hunter Biden thing right here, and
Yeah, denial. Well, lie, deny.
Yeah.
And so we figure out that Monstroso guy was just some dude out in the street, man. Comes across this thing and he's wrong place, wrong time for this guy. And now he's been, being used and abused by old PP guy. And then PP kind of explains that I was going to use the bullet, but it was absorbed by his body and turned him into. Guys, you got to go read Showcase 60. I'm not even going to go into it. Go back and read. This whole thing with the pew pew and bullet thing is totally referenced from Showcase number 60. But he says I used him. I was able to use a small part of my emotion controlling ability to screw around with Spectre. That's what's been going on the whole time, but we know that now. And this poor guy, this drifter, he's like, PP's giving him orders to pick up the gun and delete Jim. He's like, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
man.
he's like, pick up this heater and cover him.
Yeah.
While I go put this globe away.
Yeah. And I'm like, go put the globe away. And he's like, okay, so you've got Spectre right where you want him, and you're just gonna walk away. And I was like, okay.
And then it folks, I would never condone this, but on second thought, make your work easy. Get rid of the this well, I'm not gonna even say it because it's gonna make me angry. It should be a feather in any crook's hat to bump off Detective Jim. Okay.
But here we go,
Jim
folks.
Corrigan? It can't be. I deleted him 20 years ago.
Dun, dun, dun. Folks, yes, it took a while. But wow, we get this revelation. JT, do you remember what we said earlier today, that Jim is actually DEAD? Do we forget that sometimes? Yes. Jim Corrigan, the human form, actually is human, but he was brought back to life.
Cement shoot.
Yeah, he's not like he's actually alive again. right? But he was
Yes.
deleted. And guess what, everybody? They actually bring this guy around, and it's the same. It's this dude, Gat Benson. And I'm like, oh no, old man Benson. And I got away with it too. If you want to hear guys, holy shnikes. But it is pretty. This is pretty much like the only thing that would save this issue, besides some of the art and stuff like that, is this shocking revelation that Jim Carrigan just met the dude that deleted him 20 years ago. I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, that's pretty good.
But
I
then,
didn't see that coming.
But then Gat Benson, for some reason, grows a conscience out of nowhere. No, you can't make me delete them all over again.
Yeah, he's got kind of tired of being used, basically. He ain't gonna keep using me like this.
And then what does he do? Does he fall?
He jumps back and gives him a left uppercut here and catches him on the side of the head. If you look at the art, it took me a minute to look at that. He catches him with a left upperhook to the back of the head or something, or he just attacks him. He's like, no,
not a good way to draw that. Anyway, you blundering fool, you fool! As the orb crashes and shatters on the ground. Instantly, uncontrollable rage burns its way across the features of the Emir of emotions.
Yeah, and then Jim jumps into action, and now
with no fear anymore.
With no fear, and confronting the guy that actually had deleted him. So Jim is full of emotions, all the while Spectre's groveling over in the corner because the strongest force in the universe is succumbed to fear, which, if you ever remember watching The Exorcist for the first time, I got you on that one. So it's as bad as the special effects are now, I don't watch that. Right. I can't do it. So Jim, mentioning the fact that he is a heavyweight champion, cracks this guy, dude. Holy shit. We talk about the Black Panther having a good left hook. Oh, look at this guy's face, PP's face. Oh, I like this art right here, man.
This one on the right?
No, this top one. This top
pane with that left hook.
The look on PP's face.
You can feel the impact on that.
The only thing he could have done was maybe have some flying teeth coming up out of there. And he didn't miss the oof. You know? Ooh,
yeah.
Shit. They got the crack down here. And this bottom one, though, or the second one here to the left with the orange box.
Yeah.
The art's a little confusing because the top one doesn't have.
Well, he gives them two left hooks instead of a left and a right. He gave them two left hooks.
He hits both of them together on the second time around, and he just knocks. He got knocked the F out, dude.
Oh yeah, no, his hips are into that swing.
Oh, look at that. Dude. Yeah, and he knocks them. He knocks the shit out of both of them. They're just laid out. Look at the smile on. This is kind of the art I like. Look at the smile on Kerrigan's face. He's like, yeah, I'm the man.
Yeah. So then this picture is kind of Bill Cosby like.
Which one? The
one on the right? One? Yeah, the little square one.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it kind of Bill Cosby-ish?
It's weird, but these are the kind of things that I love about comics when we do these reviews. And I say it over and over and again. These little details in the facial expressions can make or break a whole issue, dude.
Dave?
Yes.
Can you read that thought bubble in that picture on the right?
The little square one?
Yeah.
Okay. Got to get Spectre to look at Psycho's puss. Or there's no telling how long he'll lay there quaking placid puss. So that's old school talk. Yeah. That's funny. I missed that earlier because I was paying too much attention to the art. Because his placid puss. So he's actually making fun of Spectre now.
Yeah.
Go ahead and say what you were going to say. Go for it, dude.
Um,
I mean, we were talking about getting up in it all night, so what the hell?
yeah, and
Might
now
as well
he's looking
keep on
at
going.
Psycho's placid.
Puss,
Yes.
which is a direct reference to Spectre's face. It's like a
Are we sure? I mean, he did knock
yeah,
him
it's old
out.
school talk. It's 50s,
Okay.
60s
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
Yeah, we call people that now for being weak or something like that. And I missed this huge big word, vicissitude. I can't. It's like VICCISSITUDE. I had to look it up. Forgot what it was.
Hmm.
Yeah, all the fudge pops. I forgot that commercial. Pudding pops.
Come on, Frady Cat, it's for your own good. No, Jim, no. Okay, so Jim, no means no.
Yeah, he comes up with this idea that he has to show PP's face to Spectre. I'll just go with it. Okay, if that's what it takes. I figured just knocking his ass out, Spectre would come out of it. That makes more sense. But oh well, you know. Go ahead. Sorry, JT.
No, we're at the end. It is the end.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end. And now Jim's like, now can I get up in there, man? Can I get some rest now? And you assume that he says yes. You know, he gets permission. And there's some more letters if you guys want to read some letters. And there was one down here, the little paragraph one here talks about Friedrich. So I think these Friedrich guy was in some of the earlier ones. And there's a lot of people who don't like some of the stuff that they're doing, although they give props to some art and stuff like that. But because they're talking about Wildcat, remember Wildcat? So these letters are a little bit behind this issue. And this person down here at the bottom is like, Rave, Neil Adams, words can't describe, fantastic, the ultimate art. And most of the time I agree with you. You know, they can't be perfect all the time for these issues. They're under time constraints, human beings, you know, they might not be feeling good and they got to get shit done, you know, and we take that into consideration when we look at these. And former letter cool regular, I don't know what that means right here, this bottom one, JT, where it says rave, rave, rave to the right.
Oh, he's saying rant and rave.
No, just rave. No rants. He loves it. He loves number 3.
3 complaints and 3 raves.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't even see the complaint ones. I went straight to the rave or the Neil Adams thing. So he's complaining. He wasn't mysterious enough. Yeah. And a little too friendly with Wild. Yeah. For the first time, there was a super powered villain without a corny costume. You know what? He might be onto something there. Do you think the costumes have been corny going all the way back to the pirate guy?
Yeah.
Other than the kid didn't have a costume, did he? The kid was just in his regular clothes.
Right.
This costume, Wildcat. Now, Wildcat, that's his costume. That's in it. And he sticks with it all the way through even the Brave and the Bold animation series. That's his costume, the tight little cat thing. And what's his other complaint? Somebody tell Neil Adams that Jim Corrigan has a white streak of hair. I kind of fantasized that the white hair was the Spectre's hiding place.
What? What? That's
weird. Okay. Just weird shit there.
Lauren Lieberthal.
I don't even know why that's a complaint. That's just an idea. But this one, former letter call regular Mike. There's that Mike Friedrichs. Obviously, he was in 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
Turning in a super story. I don't know what letter call. That's a typo or something.
So I like this little letter from right above that. The little paragraph. Dear editor.
Go ahead.
I think that Friedrich should have been sent back to his California Valley.
Thinking Valley girl, thinking Valley world.
Did Gardner Fox put back in the author driver's seat? Without a doubt, Spectre 3 was the worst issue yet in previous stories. Spectre showed up in 60 panels, give or take a few. But how many times did the ghostly guardian appear this time? A miserable 28. Please quit this. If I didn't want to see the disembodied detective, I wouldn't buy this mag. Ted Young from Garden City, Michigan. Well, there you
Bullshit. That's you, dude. You wrote that letter. You wrote that letter because that's what you said last week. That's word. That's
what from Garden
practically
City, no less?
verbatim.
From Garden City.
That's practically verbatim for issue number 4. You wrote that.
For people,
you
for people that don't
time.
know, Garden City is like a western suburb of Metro Detroit.
Ted Young,
That's funny. That's funny.
JT Kirk wrote that shit. That's verbatim for what you've been saying.
Sent back to his California Valley. See, back in the 60s, was California like it is today with that kind of
no, I think it was cool
connotation. I thought California used to be cool until like the 90s.
I don't know. Anybody live out there out in the chat? Could help us out so we're on point.
But nowadays you could read it like that. It's like hilarious, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah. All right. Let's see. Tootsie Roll ad. Okay. Oh, here we go. Ooh. One of our favorite ones of all time is on this page, JT. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Secret Sky Scope, which is
wait, you
toxic.
skipped over one. You skipped over one, dude.
Oh, I'm going back. I'm okay. Hiding it because we got the Secret Spy Scope. It's a setup, thinking that you might have thought I was going to pick that one. I am not, even though that is pretty damn toxic. Oh, and I don't
Dave,
care.
did you
Look,
you got this one, didn't you? The skinhead weave wig?
No.
No.
I don't have any hair anymore anyway.
Well, yeah, because you put that one on.
I wasn't trying
to put that on.
Okay, let's skip that.
Well, look, do you see?
Let's not feature that one too much. I never even thought to buy that as a kid. Whoopee cushion,
Thanks,
yes.
Bud. Yeah, he said California was cool to the late 90s, then it went downhill fast.
Ah, cool. Yes. Thank you for helping us out with that one. We didn't want to piss anybody off who might be from California listening. But here it is. X-ray specs. That's one of the top ones that we liked. In that picture, it doesn't even show what some of the pictures do. Right? JT. It does a little more in some of them. I found one that had a different kind of picture before.
So the shirt on this, make your own kooky t-shirts in seconds. Flunk out now, avoid the rush.
What is going on?
How is that kooky?
There's
another one here. Moscow University.
What?
Dude, this is during the Cold War, I'm telling you. You see the shirts? Bottom center or bottom middle?
Oh my gosh, yes, it does say it says flunk out and avoid the rush.
Yep.
And then Moscow. Dude, so this is where it all started out there. Oh, well, it's New York. That's where they're headquartered.
Oh, I love this. That nothing bad would ever happen to anyone's car. The exhaust whistle. Just slip it into the exhaust pipe of your friend's car. Then watch him when he starts the engine. The howls and noises will make him think the motor's about to blow up or fall apart. But you roar with laughter.
Yeah. I'm thinking a combination of the one thing that you brought up and the one right here in the middle. We're going to skip that. Yeah, we're going to leave this page, I think. I don't know about this hat, dude. There's some stuff going on here.
Yeah, folks, do not put anything inside of your friend's exhaust tailpipe on their automobile. Okay, that is
Axel Foley. Yeah,
that is all kinds of a bad idea. Good things will not happen to you. Dave, did you show the swimming pool ad?
No,
just above that.
No, I didn't.
Here, I can bring it up. So this might have been
Can you?
considered a little bit of foreshadowing. Let me see if I can find it here.
Thank you, buddy, for not being mad at us. Thank you.
Just got to go down to that page. And oh, come on. StreamYards. There we go. Would you be so kind?
I shall be so kind. Booyah.
Is this just a wee bit of foreshadowing?
Swim
Tootsie
toy.
Roll. Swim Tootsie Roll in the pool.
Oh, from Caddyshack,
Yes.
which we did on movie night. One night only showcase tomorrow night. I don't remember which movie I'm doing. Can anybody help me out? What movie am I doing tomorrow?
You can't
Oh,
eat it, but you
Transformers.
can't beat it. They're great fun in and out of the water.
Oh, I thought it was an actual Tootsie Roll thing where you could eat.
Oh,
That's
it's a floaty toy. Inflatable floaty toy.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to it. I went right over it, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
there
Tootsie
you go.
Roll.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow. I used to love those, but god damn, those things stick to your teeth, man. Holy bejesus. You have to not chew them. Yeah, Lady V. I know. Context matters. Context and tone. Oh, and commas can help.
And then at the very end, all the air gets let out.
Yeah, because there was a meme that I was going to repost, and then I was like, nah. It's a dude texting another dude, and he's talking about he loves the ladies. Yeah, what you got?
Looks like a real 40-inch Tootsie Roll.
So, okay, that's what you really want for a floaty toy? I guess you love Tootsie Rolls so much.
Damn it.
Get that.
Okay, no orders accepted after July 31st, 1969.
Phrase. How perfect phrasing.
All right. There we go. We're done. We're done with this.
Boy. Yeah. Oh, where's Matt? Matt didn't want me to skip it. I'm like, I had to.
Very homoerotic. Totally
issue.
not gay issue.
not on purpose. So what do you think? What's our time? Oh, we're way over time. Okay, we got to do this.
We got to get wrapping up. Shoot. Look, the art was better than last week. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was passable. If we had a better story with better consistency, I would say, sure, why not? The art's doing what it needs to do. I think that the writers through 5 issues have never figured out what type of powers in the scope and the rules for how Spectre's supposed to use them. And by this point, we should at least have some rules. And instead, we still have none. And it makes for a very confusing read every single time because we remember what happened in previous issues. And so we ask ourselves, well, why doesn't he simply do this? Or why doesn't he simply do that? There's also inexplicable moments where Spectre just starts to get smarter and to finally decide to use his brain. He is weak, but he still is powerful. There's not a lot to like here except for the final villain. And the final villain we only get for 3 or 4 pages in this whole thing. And I would have loved to have had the chance to let this villain breathe and do more with his ability to control emotions. It would be almost like a Joker comic in a way, I would think. Or if not, at least, there's some ability to play on that superpower at all. And we don't get it. We don't get it at all. And so I'm going to reject this. I give it a strike 3. You're out of here. I give this a C-. and it's not enough to keep me want to be interested for the long run because of the lack of rules and consistency with the lore issue to issue, and even within its own self-contained issue. So, yep, I'm counting the knockout on the pad. They're gone. They're done.
All right.
What do you think, Dave?
I thought maybe we're gonna give it a pass. Maybe I wasn't sure,
No,
to be honest with you.
no.
Normally I can pick it out. Only every now and then I can't figure out what you're gonna do just because it's all over the place. I'm gonna, yeah, well, just in case, because I'm trying. And I do want to say really quickly, hail to Snaggle Frigglepuss. We haven't seen you here before, unless we know you and you changed your name. So thanks for coming by, man. And if you like the comic ads, some of the people here, like D-Bud, JT, and myself, we did a massive 3-hour video with Hungry Boy talking about all kinds of comic book ads. And then I put out a small one, I think like 9 or 10 minutes. I mean, maybe even 4 or 5 minutes, just showing some quick ones. If you want to go back, it's in my channel. I don't have a link because we got to get out of here. StreamYard limits me to a certain amount of time per month. And if my movies are too long on Thursday nights, which quickly I have doing Transformers, the movie, tomorrow night at 9. JT, if you want to move on, we're going to move on from this. We've done 5. We've done 5. It's
5.
enough. It's enough. Every one of these are one-offs, are they not?
Yeah.
We don't get a lot.
We're gonna pick something else to read next. Metal brings up a good point. It's made for good laughs. That's true, but at the same time, we want to read something that we really, really like and fun. We can dunk on a 50-year-old comic all day, but after a while it just gets kind of mean.
Well, for us, it's too mean. We don't want to be mean. We're trying not to be mean. And I'm D-Bud and everybody. I think everybody can relate that we.
I mean, I absolutely
go out of our
loved
way
the
sometimes.
Joker. I was sad when the Joker was over. I loved pretty much every issue there,
except the one. I think there was one shitty one. There was one I was just like, I gave it an F, didn't I? Or a D-.
You might have, but
I think I did. One of them. Even going back to BSG, one was negative 10,000. And maybe only a couple of 1F D, because that was like a 23 issues we did, dude. I think it was 23 or 24, and we loved most of them other than BSG 14, which we'll never forget as a travesty. And quickly for my letter grade, I'm going to go like as much as I like that T-Rex and all that, it was horribly misplaced. That whole time continuum thing was just out of nowhere. He's fighting the monstro guy. And then he zaps people for the second time, which is his fault. That had nothing to do with the influence from Psychopirate. That was all emotions. He did that to stop time.
And David, you bringing it up. I didn't even bring up T-Rex because it was in service of nothing. You're bringing up all these things as great points. They were all wasted opportunities, right?
Yeah, they were wasted opportunities. That whole run of those 3 people should have been in a totally different issue, but he already did that from issue number 1. So not only is it repetitive, it was misplaced because you're fighting the monstro guy. You've got Psychopirate in the background, which was the positive thing, was cleverly introduced to us, and then we kind of forgot. So all of that influence that we were questioning, that, well, he wouldn't do this, Spectre wouldn't act like that, Jim Corrigan wouldn't act like that, and then you're like, oh shit, I totally forgot about that guy. But then you make the point, which is correct as far as I'm concerned, is that he brought him back too damn late, which is what I'm saying. All that stuff of flying back with those 3 people, could have skipped all of it. I love the art.
And the whole matter antimatter thing. What was that all about? It didn't do anything for us in the end. No.
And Matt said the same thing. And that guy in the letter from 50 something, whatever years it are, I'm not good at the maths, said the same damn thing you said last week. All of it. Just go back and read it. Right.
So what do you grade it, sir?
D+.
Okay.
D+ tops. I wanted to give it I actually want to kind of give it a C just for Neil Adams to be nice for the art. I like the art maybe a little more than you do. This time, I love facial expressions. I love the T-Rex. I love when the crowd was running around and he took the time to fill in those colors. He took the time to do the details.
Mhm.
We love details, folks. If you take the time to do those details, we love it.
Right.
But is it
And
enough to save it? Not really.
yeah, that's kind of where I was at too. I think
Not
the
really.
I think Psycho Man kind of saved it both, or Psycho Pirate kind of saved it from a complete F for both of us, didn't it?
Well,
In a
mine
way.
was the art. It was actually the
Yeah.
art that wasn't supposed to be there through the time travel that saved it for me. And the facial expressions when Jim knocked them both out and he had that look like, yeah, I'm the dude. I was laughing. I was like, that's so cool. Those little things are the only things that saved it for me.
Right.
Repeatedly, that whole 3 or 4 pages right there, you've mentioned it many, many times. It seems to be a fallacy in a lot of comics from even great
Mhm.
people. It's almost like reviewing comics is kind of bad. D-Bud, can you feel me on this, buddy? Like you see things you didn't see before, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're just freaking terrible.
You know what? A couple small mistakes in a great comic are fine. You can look
Yeah.
over it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, real quick. You've got I'm gonna just do it for you, I think. I know your schedule, but are you doing something with Admiral Teague on Star Trek tomorrow?
We might do Landman tomorrow. I do have a work commitment, so I haven't talked it over with Admiral Teague what we're doing yet over there. But folks, likely I'll be on with Admiral Teague tomorrow night. Late start after Dave's movie enjoyment stream is done. So after that, head over to the Admiral over there. Then Friday, I'll be with Mark D with the C on Late Night Fortnite. And then Dave's Saturday, for sure, I will be with the great Admiral Teague doing some Saving Star Trek at 10 p.m. Eastern. We are covering another 2 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise Season 3. And folks, even if you've never seen an episode of Enterprise, it is really picking up. We have a lot of fun, a lot of new people joining the scene in our chat too. And we really enjoy it. We have 2.5, 3 hours of a blast on Saturday night. So hope to see you all for all those shows. And Dave, back over to you. People are curious about the movie.
Yeah, I see some new people out there. And before I forget, when I do my thank you for everybody, Snaggle Frickle Plus, thanks for being here and hanging out with everybody. Let me get this for everybody. Buddy, Lady V, Metalorian, awesome comments. And I wanted to say this is a great thing, he says here. It's almost like multiple writers through incomplete stories. And Metalorian, you couldn't be more correct in what we've been doing. And it's like almost reviewing some of these comic books, like I said, can be bad for you because you see way more stuff than you originally caught on. And but then again, you see a lot of good stuff as well. But it's the bad stuff that we're trying not to hammer in. But then again, we didn't do it. So we're just trying our best. So thanks.
To be fair, though, I'm
point.
reading these on air when we go through them, and I'm picking up on all this. So it's not like I wouldn't be reading these on the bus, going somewhere on the subway, thinking something different. It would definitely still bother me. It's all I'm saying.
Oh, and for Lady V, there was something you and I will probably talk about. Maybe with JT, we need to get together and talk about something. Nothing important, nothing bad. Well, but we'll talk about that later. And because thank you for being here. So we got Snaggle Fricklepuss, Metalorian, Buddy Hepburn, Lady V, and JT as well. I forget you most of the time, dude. I forget to always thank you most of all.
You got D-Bud?
And yeah, I'm scrolling up. D-Bud. Okay. No, I got him now. Thank you. I always forget one. And I always do. It's inevitable, dude. And I think, and so D-Bud, but I thought there was one way, way earlier. And I missed a comment.
2005.
Mandalorian had some great comments, and Lady V, hilarious and great comments as well. I missed a couple of them because I really got to get the stuff out of here. And I think that's it. Who else was here? JT?
I think you're good.
Okay. Anyway, Mark D with a C. Friday night Fortnite with Met, Lady V. Hopefully I can make it again this week. Sometimes I can't and fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie. And then with you as well, JT, sometimes,
Yep.
and maybe even Dad Man and a few people. That's Friday night, usually anywhere from 10:30 to midnight on Eastern time. So I can't tell you the time I'm there. But that's Mark D with a C channel. Saturday, Admiral T with JT. Sunday night, Mark D with C, his Geekery channel at 10 p.m. Eastern. Even though I have missed that for quite a while, that's a great show as well. So tomorrow night for me is the movie for people that asked again. Thank you guys, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Or later during the week as well. And we're going to have something different next week. I think I know what it will be though, but it'll be a surprise. So take care, everyone. Love you. Have a good night.
Bye.